Oh, okay. I thought I was going to do something else there, but I didn't. But, there's probably no one here really watching yet anyway. Oh, it's doing stuff right up to now. And in fact, I thought the first bit of the stream might be me finishing a video in the background. As it is, I have a huge beverage. It's honestly not great. I'm Mega Leech. I need to drink it really moderately, though. I just momentarily remembered how strong it is. Oh, I've got a few things to clean up over here. Just off camera. Not for long, though. That goes on there. That goes on there. I didn't put stoppers back in bottles while I was madly making a video just before coming on. And we're done. We're done. Okay. Oh, wait, I should bring this over here too. And I should tip the remnants of that crushed up. Let my Lewis bag dry out over there. Hey, Toby on Facebook. Yeah, the hair's going an interesting colour these days. Saf, you're on the train going home, just past Euroa. All right, I should do that. We'll dilute it a little bit, and I am going to put just a little bit more sugar syrup in this. Yeah, I've got my camera gear all still here from shooting a video. This one. Oh, nice. 2 cocktails. Okay, Safa's probably going to dip out on his train journey then. Oh, those are expensive cocktails, but you're in the rooftop place, if I remember. Yeah. Mix that sugar into my drink. Ooh. Just a little bit. There's fruit juices in it. That improved it. So this is my Halloween special, Whiskey Zombie. Made with 3 whiskeys, 2 of them in the 60% range alcohol content. I started preparing to shoot the video, which will only be a couple minutes long when it's edited. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say less than 5, maybe less than 4 minutes long. So if it wants closed captioning. Yeah. So I started shooting this at 7. Ooh, it's windy at the moment. Don't think it's turned to rain yet, though. Although that is supposed to happen tonight, turning into rain. Yeah, so I started shooting this. It's like setting up the setup through to being finished took an hour. And wait, is there a light still on behind me, or is that just my laptop? Yeah, okay. I haven't turned off my laptop over there because I had a script on it. I won't bother to turn that off just yet. Yeah, so it takes an hour to set up and shoot a video that's probably going to be less than 4 minutes long. Fuck knows how much time I'll spend in editing, actually. I'll get onto that. I won't get onto editing till tomorrow night. Yeah, edit tomorrow night and go live on Wednesday, probably. It'll be a short video tomorrow, which I better remember to schedule before I go to bed because I haven't done it yet. I was tempted to run out and schedule it now, although probably not that big of a that needed that teeny bit. I just like put a spoon of, is that Mary Poppins, a spoonful of sugar? I just put a spoonful of my sugar syrup in there, and it's much better. It doesn't taste like the really expensive whiskeys I put in it. I get the giggles every time I make a cocktail with a really expensive ingredient, particularly whiskey, because whiskey wankers are just wankers. When I use a whiskey that's really expensive in a cocktail, I just know whiskey wankers will lose their shit to a degree. But it's like, I don't really buy cheap whiskeys. I buy special and limited ones the vast majority of the time. But this one was in tonight's Bakery Hills Blunderbuss, which is mostly gone. This is my most expensive whiskey. By a bit, actually, I think. I think that might be close to 50% more expensive than my next most expensive whiskey. So, and I just used it in a blend of whiskeys and fruit juices, namely a whiskey version of the famous tropical drink, the Zombie. For safety, because I don't want to drop and break my goblet. But also, I feel like this is taking on like religious significance, holding the goblet like this and drinking it. Maybe that's my altar boy memories coming out. The priest doing the thing with the wine. I think my diocese was one of the few where there were no scandals about pedophile priests. I could be wrong, but I've never heard a single story out of Dubbo about that, and it's pretty goddamn widespread. So, what's that got? One shot of the very strong stuff, half a shot of the other strong stuff, 1.5 shots of the regular stuff. So basically, this is about 4 standard drinks in the one drink. This is the type when they serve it to you at a venue, go, limit of 2 per customer per evening, which 9 times out of 10 is just hype. But every now and then you go to a venue and they're fucking serious. Like if anyone's ever, in the mood and we happen to be free, go out to a tiki bar in the city. Their Zombie, which is 50% more expensive than their other cocktails, is at least 50% stronger than their other cocktails. Like wowzers. I had one and I felt it was the last drink I had for the evening. And I felt myself just feeling progressively drunker over the next hour. like there was so much freaking alcohol in it. So I think, yeah, your average zombie has between 4 and 6 standard drinks in it. Raise up, man. What's up? I'm just drinking my extremely strong yet tropical drink. Yeah. My first sip, I wasn't totally into this, but I made it for novelty value. But then I just put a teeny bit of sweetener in it, and much better. Which I think also because I put bitters on the top of it, red bitters, for a Halloween look. In fact, I need to look at the photos I took. They're going to be the thumbnail. I didn't even look at them properly. Oh, holy Jesus. Okay, I took one with the orange light on, and it's very orange. And then I switched the orange light off, and you can see how less orange that is. Ooh, I think that's the one to use for the thumbnail. Oh yeah, that's a nice picture. This is like the orange one. Weird as hell. Switch the orange light off. A better photo. Toby, I have not received any mail in the PO box recently. Might be close to a month since anything's arrived in there. But I'm clearly, which I think is thanks to you, and good on you, I am on the mailing list for a few absolute fucking loony cults. The funniest things about the funniest thing about their magazines is they're paying money to send it to me. The second funniest things is their ads for Christian music CDs. Because I swear to God, out of context, a lot of the song titles actually sound kinky as fuck. Because that whole suffering thing, I'm just wondering, is that tap dripping? Because I think it's just something they put there. I can just hear a dripping noise that's annoying me, and I actually don't think it's the tap. Okay, but I'm actually expecting something special from someone in the PO box. But yeah, these days, because I hadn't been going into the city, so there's a period where stuff that was in the post office box just fucking sat there. But now I'm going into the office every week. So the longest delay between something arriving and me getting it be a couple of days. If it arrives on a Monday or Tuesday, I'll get it straight away. Best service ever was the email notification. Signing up to, please send me an email if there's something in my PO box. So I don't have to just go checking all the time. Okay, I'm getting more into my whiskey zombie as I go along. Possibly because, what am I fucking a quarter through it? And I feel a slight inebriation, which, that would track with the strength of the drink, quite honestly. So, yes, it has a bit to it, this one. So, yeah, I actually like it. First up, I thought, it's not great, novelty value. Then I realized it just needed a teeny bit of sweetener, which I put in, and then much better. And now it's actually quite pleasant. Although, as I was joking before, whiskey wankers finding out the expensive whiskies I put in it would doubtless lose their fucking minds. I was playing with the, those AI art things. before coming on. I know some people don't like them. I still find them very, very amusing. I enjoy playing with them. Just trying to think, what's this? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the old ones I did. Darth Vader making a martini. That was a good one, actually. Toby, I don't have a huge amount of interaction with alcohol snobs because fuck them, but I do see them online. And whiskey snobs are the fucking worst. I don't know. Wine wankers might be worse, but I don't drink wine, so I have zero interaction with wine wankers. Of the beverages I consume, whiskey wankers are by far the worst. Rum wankers are probably second, actually. But you get people be wankers about ridiculous things. Some people are glassware wankers. They'll arc up if they think you're serving the drink in the wrong glass, which to an extent I can go along with, but some of them just get well fucking stupid about it. And yes, some of the wankers will get fixated on the weirdest shit. So I just feel like playing sharing these things. I'm really looking at these things I did with the AI art thing. I really enjoy some of them. I'm going to put myself in there. There. So that's a zombie. The cue was zombie drink for Halloween with a yellow background, because apparently yellow backgrounds work for YouTube, and I freaking love all of those pictures. Actually, this one's also funny. The cue was Darth Vader making a martini, photorealistic. The one on the right is the only one that actually looks like Darth Vader. There's a couple of like stormtroopers, and then there's the dude who is like a non-copyrighted space guy. What was this one? Oh, these are the ones for Abigail. A duck and a cat sipping drinks on a boat. Photorealistic and anthropomorphic. There's some pretty good ones there. Cats and ducks sharing drinks. Tim Smith explaining why he crashed into someone's fence after drinking. Police crime scene photos. Matthew Guy eating his feelings after losing 2022 election. One on the left actually looks a bit like him. Scotty from marketing in his 6 ministries in the style of Caravaggio. They're kind of interesting pictures, but don't mean anything. Another duck one. Photorealistic duck sipping a martini on the deck of the Titanic. Oh, yeah, Toby, coffee snobs. Coffee snobs are probably, depending which city you are in, coffee snobs could be on a par with whiskey snobs. And in fact, there are probably more coffee snobs than whiskey snobs. So yeah, there were ducks. That's another one. Cro-Magnon Illuminati confused by climate change pixel art. What was this one? A ginger. This was meant to be inspired by Mimsy. Ginger cat making drinks for an internet live stream in the style of Mark Rothko. The one on the right is my favorite. My booty tour Busey. It randomly puts letters in things, and that doesn't look like Mimsy at all, but I just like it as an illustration. And this looks like a ginger cat, very old, complaining to the internet. This one looks the most like Mimsy. And I have to admit, I was thinking of YouTube thumbnails for some of the. Although this one was fun. A podcaster confused when his worldview is challenged. Renaissance painting. This guy looks the most like a Renaissance painting. He looks like a fucking debate pro. So that was my favorite of those, quite honestly. Okay, which one was I up to? I tried to get it to do a barcode, and it just did weird stuff, but that's okay. What was this one? A 3D render of the AI that will bring about the apocalypse. These are pretty cool in different ways. Very sort of retro sci-fi. Klingon Cuddle Dungeon, oil painting. It's pretty good. You can tell Dr. Abigail was talking that was the name of one. It's a 3D render of Cthulhu in hot dog eating competition. These ones were just weird, which I appreciate, but just weird. Photorealistic. This is my favorite because I said photorealistic, and one of them is photorealistic. A stylish woman drinking fruity gin old fashioned. But illustration wise, I like the ones that look like illustrations. But it's weird that I asked for photorealistic and only one of them was photorealistic. When things start to unravel, there you go. That was a song lyric in the style of an expressionist painting, the style of Vincent van Gogh, and Days Fill You With Dread in the style of Vincent van Gogh. I was playing with song lyrics here. Days Fill You With Dread in the style of Roger Dean. So that's like 70s album covers. When comments thin your confidence in the style of Roger Dean. Interpret the lyric when comments thin your confidence. And again, just the random pseudo text it creates, I find quite humorous. And somehow interesting. What was this one? Oh, and that's just another one. When comments thin your confidence. What's interesting, 3 out of the 4 have a woman. So it's like a woman under stress. And then there's one with kids arguing, which is interesting. When comments thin your confidence, comic book style. Again, just the weird, not quite words that it creates is interesting. And then I started thinking of cocktail thumbnails again. Martini being served in a classy dive bar. I like all of these. I think these are all pretty good images. And then, because I was back on Mimsy, whiskey old fashioned being served by a ginger cat. This one looks most like Mimsy. Actually, she's going to try the old fashioned. I think she's actually going to try the old fashioned. Then again, I just said whiskey old fashioned served by a ginger cat, widescreen format. I didn't do widescreen because it doesn't do widescreen. It does square. Kind of like this. The fingers on that are so weird. They're like almost normal, but not quite. Does very thing. Toby, I haven't spoken to AIDSy recently. Abigail caught up with AIDSy last Wednesday. So he was still alive then. What do we got? Oh, a tall cocktail with layers. Purple, blue, green, red. Again, it's a pretty neat illustration of a layered drink. I'm still back with this song lyric. When things start to unravel in the style of a Renaissance painting. I need to find the right prompt for it. Now, a Jedi Knight making a martini, photorealistic. It's like Jedi using a mini lightsaber as a stirrer for a martini. Wait, what are the variations? Sorry, I just clicked on something I've never clicked on before, and I don't know what that's going to do. Maybe something I don't want. Oh, there you go. Well, that's interesting. Because these ones, they clearly, the idea of night is coming in too much, but there's still this little lightsaber thing going on. And this one, very much like a medieval knight. This one, I think, is the most like a Jedi. But what are the variations of this one? He's cross-eyed for some reason. Sorry, these ones are... Ooh, this one's kind of fun. Jedi making a martini. That one's slightly weird. Then I think I just went with Yoda. Yoda making a martini. That's probably my favorite Yoda making a martini. Oh, actually, now I've worked out there's this variations thing. I'm going to see the different ways it represents you. Okay, they're all quite weird. And I love it. I love weird. I love weird stuff. What's what do I do after? Oh, this is where I was doing my Vegemite vodka. Bartender disliking the taste of Vegemite vodka. They all look like they dislike it, but this lady on the end, that actually looks close to a real photo. And it's quite nice the way her hands in the foreground are in focus and the face is out of focus. Whereas all these guys have weird, distorted faces. But I like their displeased expressions. So I did it again. Bartender disliking the taste of Vegemite vodka in the style of a Renaissance painting. I think this guy is most like a Renaissance painting. Or maybe this guy. I am just easily amused, basically. This type of thing amuses me. Oh, now here's an interesting one. Like, I just used a picture of me and it barely changed it. The tag was YouTube icon that would make 1 million people subscribe. And I gave it a photo. And then I said, do some variations. And look at this weird guy it turned me into. It's kind of funny. I kind of like it. But I was still doing when things start to unravel. And then my internet wouldn't work. So my internet connection isn't working. And that makes me a sad clown. Digital art was the prompt for that. And then the same one, but sad clown photorealistic. And I used this one for the thumbnail because my internet wasn't working. And then I tried to get it to do Steve Jobs and it wouldn't let you do a real person's name. So I said thin bald man in a black turtleneck holding the first iPod. And it is a thin bald man in a black turtleneck. Doesn't look anything like Steve Jobs though. So that was that. Yes, Alexander, Cocktail Jesus. Yes, Strictly Sega. It was very much the dude, Jeff Bridges, wasn't it? Angry Jeff Bridges. Kind of funny though, kind of funny. So I do find myself quite amused by those AI programs. All right. I'm getting through my whiskey zombie. getting a bit pished. Probably not even half Tim Smithed yet. Will be by the time I finish it though. Jesus, it's a little bit strong, but that's the nature of a zombie cocktail, really. Actually, I just came up with a really weird idea, but Alexander, sorry, who was this? If Ian McCallum can be Gun Jesus on YouTube, surely I could be Cocktail Jesus. Maybe. Dude, I thoroughly intend to continue to grow my hair and beard. But of course, biblically, Jesus only lived to 33, so he didn't go grey. So I'm going to be sort of Old Testament God, I think. Grow my beard a bit, grow my hair even longer, let it go grey again. Oh, Justin, the ongoing saga with your fraudster. Yeah, it's weird that you have to go through formalities with someone who's such an obvious fucking scumbag, but you do have to do formalities. I'm phoning someone out. So there's this other one that I can use endlessly that does a different style of this. In fact, this was the first one I remember. It was called Dream by Wombo. Obviously, are the headstone for an anti-vaxxer who did their own research. After some water. And then there's, I'll show you. All right, I'm going to show you all this screen because it gives a whole bunch of weird sounding styles you can do it in. Anyway, I'm going to get a bit of water here. And as the glass starts to fill up, you get like some peeing ASMR. I never get tired of saying, even though it's very childish, but you know, some people pay money for this. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, man, you can do it, little dispenser. That's probably enough. There you go. All right. Und so. Yes, Justin, people should get representation. Yes, no, Strictly Sega. Russell Crowe Zeus from the Thor movie. Yes. Although I won't do the accent. So I don't think which of these, Bad Trip, Cartoonist, HDR, Realistic, Meme, Isometric, you know, they're the sort of prompts of the style they're going to do it in. I'm thinking, okay, I want a realistic headstone for an anti-vaxxer who did their own research. I'm going to create it. And this will actually only look really little. Yeah, I love that it's put meaningless text on it. It's excellent. But it is a headstone. It's weird. Justin, that's definitely going to come. It's a couple of years off, but probably not more than a few years because they're already turning into video stuff. And it will continue to get more complex. And of course, you're going to end up with fake porn of famous people. And some of it is going to be very, very difficult to tell that it's not real. And some people go, oh, it's going to be terrible. There'll be all this fake stuff and you won't be able to tell. And go, well, what we have seen historically is people don't need compelling evidence to believe some ridiculous bullshit. People will just believe ridiculous bullshit. My biggest problem is people who actually do evil shit getting caught, like being caught on video, doing evil shit. And I don't mean sex stuff. If it's consensual, it's not evil. But people being caught doing evil shit and then just saying that's fake. And it's kind of like the worse the person is, the worse their supporters are. And the more likely their supporters to just go, yeah, it was fake. That's actually what troubles me far more than seeing stuff that looks real. Really horrible people being able to say nothing's real, so they can not face repercussions for any of their fucking horrible behavior. I love that language, Strictly Sega. We've had artists Ken-dolling actors in movies since the 90s, painting out temples. Yeah, and that's the thing. The fakeness doesn't bother me so much. It's the opening the door to the denying of reality that troubles me far more. It's a And yeah, look, who the fuck knows what chaotic future we are hurtling towards? Because the concept of observable reality got thrown out 10 years ago. So who knows? Tricky say, couldn't imagine a worse job painting out a tent pole for 3 months. There's a lot of CGI artists have very shitty jobs, get paid really badly, get exploited, and get no credit for all the amazing work they do. It's but yes, the literature. Sorry, you just remind me the comedy series that finished a while back, Silicon Valley, which I quite liked. It's because it just went on so many twists and turns over the years. I think there's like 4 or 5 seasons of it. It's created by Mike Judge, the guy who invented Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill and Idiocracy, I think. But it's very funny, very good. Not like the IT. Sorry, the IT crowd's funny too, but in a different way. Not like Big Bang Theory, which was, but just really on the money, nerd jokes all the time. But yeah, one of the guys at one point with all these mergers and acquisitions, he had a job. There was a social media app that wanted to be able to automatically filter out dick pics in the messaging because women who don't like getting dick pics would like to have them automatically blocked. So the poor boss, his job was to look at thousands of images and say, yes, that's a penis. No, that's not a penis. To train the AI to recognize penises. It's just ridiculous. Oh yeah, dog stuff. Strictly say, yeah. Whoever worked on Air Bud, yeah. Well, I always enjoyed watching the extra features on Pixar things because that's animation, right? And they, over the years, have been very cutting edge with their animation, which meant they were trying stuff people had never tried before, and they would have a lot of problems with it. So you can say you're hooked on a show. Oh, The Toast of London. Jesus Christ, that is a weird fucking show. And the guy who's the lead in that, he's Matt Berry? He's fucking hilarious. Whatever he's in, he's hilarious. And he's been in a bunch. He was in the IT Crowd for a while. He's the lead in Toast of London. He's in What We Do in the Shadows, and he's fucking hilarious in that. Yeah, Toast of London is a weird fucking show, and I can understand you being hooked on it. Okay, I think all my drink's gone. That's okay. It took me 40 minutes to drink it. That's not excessively fast. Not super slow, but Okay, the sliding door's bumping in. I'm not sure if that's because there's a breeze coming through from the howling winds outside, or if Mimsy is tapping on it. So I'm just going to go and check to see if it's Mimsy. Is it you? No, it isn't Mimsy, so I think it was just a breeze. Oh my god, I've still got all my shit set up. So my camera and my ring light. I'll just move it. I'll put it over here. Actually belongs in another room. My camera doesn't live in the kitchen. And I moved the drink carts so they were out of shot while I was making the video. So we'll move the drink cart back. Alright, and I'll put the ring light out of the way as well. Ugh. Oh god, and this thing that I was using to fill light. Put that in there. Oh, and while I'm up, I'm going to get a glass. Because ill-advised though it might be, I'm going to have another drink. So I'm going to get a big chunk of ice from the big ice cube tray. Oh, last one. I have to fill that up before I go to bed. Put that in there. Oh, sorry, clearing my throat repeatedly. Realised I should fill up the water reservoir in the fridge as well. You just get to see me doing all my kitchen stuff. Because the live stream happens in the kitchen. Sure, I've got lots of non-alcoholic sodies here now. Have a bit of variety, which is nice. Alright. Und so, we do that. Get a bit more water. Just gonna fill up that ice cube tray before I go to bed. Oh, that's what I want. I want a skewer before I settle down again. Okay. Und so, we sit down yet again. Oh, that's right. He was in the Mighty Boosh as well. Garth Marenghi, Dark Place was such a fucking weird show. Like I was saying, Toast of London's weird. Nothing compared to Garth Marenghi, Dark Place. That is fucking strange. That's a fake documentary. It's really weird. Right. Any creaky floorboards. Okay. Where was my orange? I'm down to the last. Oh, not really. Oh, actually, no. I still got like half the orange. For some reason, I thought this was almost done. All right. My orange, whose sole reason for existing is to be garnishes for my boozy drinks. Not sole reason, because then when it's out of peel, I will juice it. Then I'll use it to make a clarified drink. So we squeeze some orange oils, because I like the orange oils. Put some orange oil on the glass. All right. Put that in there. That is my jar of cherries. Here's my jar of cherries. I have my cherries now. All right. All right. Okay. I think what else, because I finished the most recent season of What We Do in the Shadows. Just finished that. It was pretty easy to finish because it was only 8 half-hour episodes that show the bear. It's on Disney Plus in Australia. About the guy who's a gun chef trying to make a family restaurant into something specky. It's a really chaotic show, trying to really, and I think it does really capture the just spiral out of control chaos in a kitchen. A profession that really fucks people up, destroys their health, kills them in many cases. So think of that next time you're in a restaurant. The people who are getting your food together are probably having a real shit time of it. So, oh, fuck it. No, I had to have the. Also, I just wanted to empty this little skull decanter that had a little bit left in it. My barrel aged Sazerac, which is friggin' awesome. I have this much. It's like 750 mils of to go, so I've got a lot of it. I like this tricky say. Think of all the oranges rotting in kids' school backpacks around Australia. Probably fill a truck, several trucks. Yeah, kids be like that. But yes, I'm glad I found a use for it. It's basically over a week or two, I'll peel the orange till all the peel's gone. But then I've actually got a recipe for a clarified drink I make with it. It's like equal parts orange juice, pineapple juice, rum, and whiskey. And it's fucking clarify it with coconut milk, preferably. It's freaking yum. It is so friggin' yum. It's got like the tropical sort of taste, kind of like a pina colada, because you do get the elements of pineapple and coconut. But the orange comes through in a flavor that, like, what Americans would call orange creamsicle. Here in Australia, so it's kind of like a splice. Australian palates, it's like a pine orange coconut splice. It's like a splice where the outer casing is pineapple and orange, and the ice cream's coconut. It's friggin' yum. And sometimes, lately, a lot of the time, I make it with really strong whiskey and rum, because the clarification process and also adding fruit juice dilutes it quite a bit. So I like using higher proof rums and whiskies when I make it. So some of that really gutsy flavor and booze carries through into the final diluted product. Super fucking yummy though. My favorite used to just be a clarified pina colada, clarified with coconut milk. And I did this variation recently that included the orange juice. And instead of just being rum, I split it between rum and whiskey. And it's like, firkin' yeah. And I made one that was actually split between rum, whiskey, and aged tequila. And that was yum. That was different. That was not as good. It was good. It was yum. And it was nice to have something different. But my favorite remains equal parts orange juice, pineapple juice, rum, whiskey, and coconut milk to clarify. It's like, yeah, Okay, so when does October end? So next Monday is actually Halloween. Okay, that would be interesting, because last time there was like a fucking Halloween, which is pre-COVID. So we didn't have Halloween for the last 2 years, but 3 years ago, a shit ton of local kids did Halloween. It's fun. And look, okay, if you don't like it, don't say dumb shit like it's American. It's not Scottish. It comes from Samhain, a pagan festival from Scotland. But yeah, the kids are having fun. I actually like to encourage it. So I got a whole bunch of shit to give kids on Halloween. Oh, that's a good question, Strictly Sega. Cocktails that complement certain foods. The short answer is yes. The longer answer is there's quite a bit of variation on this depending on your palate. So there is a tradition that if you are pairing drinks with food, you have lighter drinks at the start and you have heavier or boozier drinks, like an old fashioned, at the end. But there's variation according to palate. Now, for me, I think contrast is often good. Like, there's a cliche which is fairly accurate. Like, boozy, whiskey, rummy drinks go well with red meats and heavy stuff that's a bit salty. If you're having something sweet, like I think like a sweeter cocktail is probably a good idea, because the tastes can interfere with each other. But I mean, hey, we're on the internet. What happens if we go pair cocktails with foods? What does interweb tell us? Spruce Eats, they're fairly trustworthy. Okay, what does Spruce Eats say? Classic cocktail and food pairings. Raspberries and chocolate, making French martini a great choice for chocolate mousse. Gin's botanical profile is a fantastic choice. Yeah, okay, that's one people often recommend. Gin with seasoned fish, so a dry martini or a gin and tonic. Okay, yeah. Gin with fish, whiskey with red meat and pork. Vodka is fucking stupid, so forget that. But yeah, I mean, that's the most common recommendation. Oh, okay. So, Strictly Sega, you're doing stuff like pizza, Chinese, basic stuff like that. You'll have vodka and lemonade. Look, I'd recommend branching out with a gin and tonic. Honestly, stuff like with a pizza or Chinese, a fucking whiskey sour, I reckon. I think a whiskey sour would fucking rock with that. And that's pretty easy to make. It's, whiskey, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of sugar, and you shake. And if you want it to be foamy, you can add a little bit of egg white. Or there's actual products. I've got one here called Wonder Foam that you put a couple of drops in that make it foamy with nice consistency. But even, it's like pizza and Chinese. Simple stuff like rum and dry ginger ale. And here's the thing, you make it a little bit different by putting a squeeze of citrus in it, lemon or lime. So it's like there's a drink called a Cuba Libre, which is just rum and Coke, but with lime juice. You could do rum and cola or rum and like ginger ale with a squeeze of lemon or lime. Same thing with whiskey. Whiskey and cola or whiskey and ginger ale, but with a squeeze of lemon or lime in it. I think that'd be a great side to something like pizza or Chinese, actually. Really fucking simple too. I mean, if you were being full on cocktail person, you would shake those. You don't shake the cola or the ginger ale, but it's like technically you'd like shake the whiskey or rum with the citrus, but you don't have to. Yeah, see, you got Canadian Club and Dry. I was saying on a stream the other night. Last weekend I went to this like distiller festival with Mrs. Angry and had fun sampling all that stuff. And there was this talk about this company making whiskey under the name Ned's, as in Ned Kelly. And they were handing out stuff for us to taste. He also gave us a can of Ned's and Dry. I'm not a canned drink person. I was not expecting to enjoy it. It was really fucking good. Like, I don't mean tolerable. I don't mean I choked it down. It was actively yum. So, yeah, either get a premix or, just do it yourself. But yeah, I think the thing that can liven up a rum and coke or a rum and dry or a whiskey and coke or a whiskey and rye is a squeeze of citrus. It's incredible. Like, not a lot because it makes a big difference. But like if you were measuring it, I'd only do about 15 mils, which is half an ounce. But just a squeeze of citrus in something as simple as rum and coke, rum and dry, whiskey coke, whiskey dry. Put a squeeze of citrus in and stir it up. Makes it a little bit different. I reckon that'd be fucking awesome with takeaway, honestly. Be a great side for some takeaway. And, if you want to get more adventurous, like I said, putting a squeeze of citrus is just a little switcho changeo, a little bit of a variation you can do. But bitters is another thing. Bitters can add a really interesting element to a drink. Same deal. And because if you're not used to bitters, it can make a very big difference. So, I mean, I'd even start the same way. Like, okay, you like a whiskey and cola or whiskey and dry, rum and cola, rum and dry, whatever. Just get Angostura bitters. It's a classic for a reason. It's everywhere. Get Angostura bitters. Start with a dash, and you can even play with it. You can taste like, okay, there's my base drink. Put a dash of the bitters in and stir it, and go, what's that like? And because what's the classic Aussie non-alcoholic drink? Lemon, lime, and bitters, which is like lemonade, lime cordial or lime juice, and bitters. And fucking hell, it's great. I had so many lemon, lime, and bitters growing up. Yeah, no, bitters is fucking great. Like, I don't know who coined the saying, but it's very apt that as spices are to a chef, so are bitters to a bartender. It's not the main show, but it really enhances the flavor and can create something really new. So those are the two first things I'd experiment with. Like, don't try. I mean, if you want to just fucking throw yourself out there and do it, like, go for it. I mean, I would happily recommend a shit ton of stuff to people. In fact, there's so many good websites with cocktail recipes and whatnot. You could just go on them and find stuff that sounds interesting. You can search by themes and whatnot on a lot of websites, get related cocktails. You can get one and it might have, like, you look at some cocktails and they sound run of the mill, and there might be one that has an ingredient you don't have or haven't heard of, but the cocktail sounds interesting, and you, but before you go out and buy a completely new ingredient, I'd recommend doing a little bit more research on, well, what else can you use that ingredient in? And you can come up with some new things that way. But if you don't want to go off the deep end, seriously, citrus and bitters. So you start with a really base drink. Like, even if you're the sort of person who liked sipping spirits straight, or you wanted to try, I normally have like a whiskey and cola, but these people who drink it straight, and it's not for me. An old fashioned, like I never shut up talking about how much I like old fashions, and that's just spirit sugar bitters. Um, and that opens whole new doors because you can play about with the spirit. You can play about with what sort of sugar you use or sugar syrup you use, uh, and you can play about with what sort of bitters you use. Um, but that's just such a great recipe, and it's like, yeah, the first cocktail I really got into was a whiskey sour. But the sours with all the major um, spirits are really good. Like, whiskey sour, it's whiskey, lemon, and sugar, and something to make it foamy if you like making it foamy. Uh, the rum version is a daiquiri, rum, lime, and sugar. And I made one the other night. I was doing a comparison of the white rums I had. That was fun. And then I made a daiquiri with the newest white rum I got. And I swear to God, every time I make a daiquiri, it's so good. And I'm like, oh Christ, why am I not drinking daiquiris all the time? And it's because I like variation. But yeah, it's such a good drink. But you can do it with darker rums as well. Like, because a daiquiri is traditionally with white or light rums. With darker rum, just use a different sort of sugar and lemon or lime juice, and it's going to be more like a whiskey sour. But yeah, that the whiskey sour was definitely my gateway cocktail. Oh, Dr. Abigail, Sundays are up in air. Saturdays, I'm probably not doing Saturdays anymore. Because Mrs. Angry and I have plans. Sundays are I'm maybe not. Same as Tuesdays. Tuesdays are maybe not. Most of the time, unless I have something on, I'll probably do Thursday and Friday night. So yes, the current schedule is most likely Thursday and Friday, maybe Sunday and Tuesday. Who knows? But, all subject to change. Ugh. Ugh. So, sorry, I just thought just then of Monday. I don't know how many parents would be with their kids would remember Les Patterson, the other major persona Barry Humphries created. Barry Humphries is most famous for Dame Edna Everage, but his second most famous character is Sir Les Patterson, Australia's cultural attaché to London, who is an incredibly disgusting alcoholic. And I just kind of thought for Halloween, I could answer the door as Les Patterson and scare the children and possibly freak out the parents. And I thought, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't do that. That could be bad. Strictly saying, unless I'm going out, because I mean, honestly, maybe I might go out with actual people some Friday nights. Thursday and Friday are the most likely ones. Actually, this Thursday, I might not be doing a stream because there's a thing. There's a thing in the city. Yes, strictly saying, Les Patterson is every drunk in the Medallion Club, third quarter at the Philly. Barry Humphries is a bit of a fucking dick, honestly, but he did do some very funny stuff as Les Patterson. We had a couple of other lesser known characters. Sandy Stone was quite interesting. Sandy Stone was just this guy from the suburb, not from the outer suburbs. He was like from Mooney. No, Dame Edna was from Mooney Ponds, wasn't she? Sandy Stone was just a very average person from not the inner city, not from the outer suburbs, just from like the middle suburbs of Melbourne. And he did do some interesting stuff as Sandy Stone, but obviously far and away Barry Humphries's most famous creations are Dame Edna and Sir Les. Oh God, Shikisagi. You saw people like Dipper and Shane Warne act like Les Patterson. Ugh. Warney certainly had some problems. Was Max Walker like that too? As you say, Jesus. Yeah, like Warney definitely didn't die from a major explosion of his heart after doing buckets of cocaine in Southeast Asia. That's definitely not what happened, apparently. So we'll to extend a cricket metaphor, let that one go through to the keeper. Um, but what are you gonna do? It was just like, yeah, there's a guy who had some misadventures, you know. She's like, it's kind of weird because I mean, I fucking slag people in the public eye as much as anyone, but I try to also remember even the really privileged people in the public eye, they give up anything you and I would regard as a normal life. But it's like, oh, boo hoo, they're too rich to live like a normal person. But so many, like entertainers, sports people, musicians, they literally kill themselves for our entertainment. And yes, for some of them, there are periods where they are very handsomely rewarded. But it's like if they don't suffer horrific physical debilitation, they're usually suffering from really extreme emotional, psychological, mental problems. So, strictly say, favorite story. Underbelly came out. There was some cast at the footy. You're all excited, couldn't say anything because you weren't meant to have seen it. So you're giving actors looks like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's weird. It's like because again, so many celebrities, again whether they're actors, musicians, sports people, or they're just some weird fucking rich person who's in the public eye. It's just like, well, fuck you with your wealth and your privilege and whatnot. But every now and then, I'm not perfect. I don't remember it all the time, but every now and then I remember that most of them are a human being to some degree, and they have no matter the level of privilege they have actually given up a lot. And when it's someone who has provided entertainment, be they a sports person, actor, musician, uh, they've given up something for us, and I try to remember it, but then so many of them are assholes. So I was like, I don't know. Who's the dude from Late Night 3AW? I never listened to Late Night 3AW, but what happens if we search? I just love being on the internet. Late Night 3AW. I'm going to say personality. Personality. Failure overnight, 3AW. No, it's not giving me any names. Not Dennis. Dude, I literally have no idea. But again, okay, I'm old enough I remember the pre-internet, there was a period where late night AM radio in particular had a weird position in the cultural zeitgeist because they would like talk. They would be like talk shows in the middle of the night, and they would just get fucking weirdos calling them. Because who the fuck is up post midnight listening to AM radio and deciding to call in? Weirdos. That's who. So yeah, there's a bunch of absolute gold that's just been lost in the ether of shit that happened on late night AM radio. I think particularly in the 80s and 90s. Oh, yum. Okay, I'm a kick-ass cocktails. Oh, Heine. Dave Callan was a pretty fucking funny dude. I don't think I ever listened to his late night slot on Triple J. I mean, I don't think I listened to late night radio from anyone, quite honestly. But Dave Callan is a very fucking funny guy. Jesus, 2 to 6 a.m. See? And you were up because you're a weirdo, Heine. That's weirdo time. What a thing. But of course, yeah, Triple J is going to have a real different vibe to commercial AM radio. Oh, Philip Brady. I recognize that name. Didn't he do a bunch of voiceover stuff for TV? Like Sailor the Century and shit? Saying he was funny in real life when you served him. I feel like I'm not sure if it's the same person, but I feel like he did a bunch of voiceover stuff for TV. Yeah, very sort of classic bit of Australiana. So you remember a girl smoked a bit much, rang to say she tied her dog to a wheelbarrow to protect him from aliens, and you don't do it anymore. Yeah, dude, we get to the stage where we can't do it anymore. Yes, he did do the Late Show with D-Gen, yes. But I'm sure that was like an ironic thing with the D-Gen because Philip Brady had done like voiceover shit for so long. Oh, good God, that barrel-aged fucking Sazerac is an awesome drink. Pete Best. I think there's been more than one person with the name Pete Best. I just remember no, Peter Smith. Yes. Pete Best was an English footballer. Peter Smith did heaps of... Did he do Hey Hey It's Saturday? I don't know. No. That was... Pete Smith did like game shows, didn't he? Like Wheel of Fortune and shit? I don't know. But yeah, there were a few dudes who did like voiceover shit in the 70s, 80s, 90s. And their voice was everywhere. Is very, very weird. I'm sure. No, Peter Smith worked with Tony Barber. I'm sure. That's okay. Pete Best was the Beatles drummer before Ringo. Yes. Okay. Oh no, wasn't he? He wasn't. Okay, and I could be wrong here, but I think Pete Best wasn't before Ringo, but Ringo got sick or something on a tour and had to be replaced temporarily, and Pete Best replaced him for a while, and then Ringo came back. I could be completely wrong on that, but I think that's where Pete Best fits in with the Beatles. And of course, before they got really huge, they had a fifth member, Stuart Sutcliffe, but he left. All right. I'm now going to look it up because we're on the internet. I'm not a big Beatles head. Okay. What was Pete Best's relationship with the Beatles? There you go. Dismissed immediately prior to the band achieving worldwide fame. So you are right. Fired in 1962 after playing drums as a Beatle for the previous 2 years in Germany and England. Started his own best, the Pete Best 4, yes. He's one of several people who've been referred to as a fifth Beatle. McCartney referred to Brian Epstein, their manager. Derek Taylor, the Beatles public relations. Neil Aspinall, the road manager. American disc jockey Murray the K pronounced himself the fifth Beatle because of how much promotion he did to them. Others referred to as the fifth Beatle include original drummer Pete Best, bassist Stuart Sutcliffe, and keyboardist Billy Preston. There you go. So, Strictly Sega, you were 100% right. I'm not a huge Beatles head. So I vaguely knew there was the thing of Ringo being sick and having a temporary replacement, but you were spot on. Pete Best was their drummer and got sacked just before they got hugely famous. So there you go. Whereas Stuart Sutcliffe, I think, chose to leave. He wanted to be an artist, and he died very young. Was dramatized, or I should say fictionalized, in a movie that I think was called Backbeat, which was not a bad movie, actually. That was like, I don't know, Christ. That was like a Gen X. It was 20 or 30 years ago, that movie. Time doesn't move it. I know. No, Strictly Sega, you're also, Jimmy Smits, SMITS, was on NYPD Blue. He's still around. He still does stuff. You see him on shows every now and then. Okay, so Strictly Sega, you know the movie. Backbeat was a pretty good movie. Like that's from a while ago. Let's check it out. 94. Jesus. So it's almost 30 years old. Jesus, I'm old. Just like stuff just winds on. So that's right. Stephen Dorff is the lead. Stephen Dorff plays Stuart Sutcliffe. See, Strictly Sega, I don't even know Nowhere Boy. All right, you're a big Beatles now. I mean, yeah, why not? They're pretty goddamn influential, quite honestly. Okay, what's the time? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have a little. I see slightly against my better judgment because I got to get up early for work because I got to go into the office. I think I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have a little, and I'm gonna have a full size martini because I actually topped up my freezer martini and I haven't tasted because it's always slightly different when I top it up, and I haven't tasted this mutation, and I just want to try it. So I'm just gonna have a mini drink. Actually, I'm gonna fucking shut this off as well. Jesus. I'll work laptop. I don't need to save that. I didn't even save the script. So, Jesus. I hope the video I shot worked out. Because it'd be really annoying if I have to reshoot something and I forgot my script. Because I quite liked the script. It's quite silly. Silly in a good way. Let's try the freezer martini. Just make it mix up a little bit. We'll just have a little one. Just want to taste it. Just want to taste it. Oh, I do remain slightly disappointed that I never kept track of what I put in this freezer martini, or how long. I don't even know how long it's been there. Year, 2 years? Time doesn't mean anything. I don't know. Oh, oh my God, that's fucking great. I put a little bit of, the squeak, again, tricky second. I love both the squeak noise of taking a stopper out of a bottle and then the glug, glug, glug you get from a full bottle. Very good. I put a bit of saltiness in here. I have a bottle, Dirty Sue's olive brine, like no olives, just the brine from olive jars to make dirty martinis. And I put a little bit, like that's like a 700 ml bottle. And I put like, I don't know, 15, 30 mils of olive brine in there. Such a small amount. And it's really noticeable. That is really good. Oh my God, that's really, I love it. I have, in the year or two I've been maintaining that infinity freezer martini, every now and then I've put it out of whack for whatever reason. The balance of things I've put in, it's gone out of balance, and usually the problem is it's a bit bitter, and then I have to add different stuff into it to counteract that bitterness. But 95% of the time it's good, and some of that time it's just fucking. This is one of the really good ones. Oh man, that is actually really good. Someone who is really into dirty martinis probably would not think that's dirty, but it's just got a little bit of saltiness in it, which is really nice. So sorry, what are we talking about? Old Man was really good. The dude from Avatar, the general guy. Oh yeah, I like him. Oh God, Dr. Abigail, your favorite game has DLC. RIP your spare time. So sorry, strictly say old man. What is Old Man? Is that a TV show or a movie? I know the guy you're talking about, and he is really good. Like he's done 2 movies where he's a blind guy, but who, fucks people up. Oh. Okay, that's fucking stellar. Oh, so Shrek, you don't do TV shows, you do movies. So the movie's just called Old Man. Okay. Let me look that up. I'll look that up. Oh, so this is an old movie? Oh, it's from 97. Let me look. No, I'm not sure I've got the... Okay, I'm just going to laugh at these cast things. Okay, so Gene Triplehorn's in it. But there's a guy called Leo Burmeister, and he's credited as Plump Convict. And then there's Ray McKinnon, who's Shanty Man with a Gun. Then Horace Trahan is Singer on Boat. Oh my God. Okay, so Old Man's 2022. I suddenly didn't think this was what you were talking about. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. There's one that auto-completes to 2022. There he is. That's him. Storyline, Lost Hiker. I think I saw a trailer for this. What the fuck is this website fucking doing to me? Lost hiker stumbles upon an erratic old man living in the wood. I think I saw a trailer for this. I still haven't watched Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe. I keep meaning to because it kind of seems like something I'd be into. Okay, I'm going to be super. Oh man, that was really good, and I'm going to be super responsible and not drink any more alcohol. But look, I've got melted ice over here, aka water, from my whiskey zombie I started the night with. Oh, yeah, that's good. Water as a palate cleanser. Noise. Noise, noise, noise. All right, I've got to watch the Lighthouse at one point because, yeah, Lighthouse looked suitably weird. I actually had a couple of movies lined up that I didn't watch this weekend. I did watch some TV. But yeah, I finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's finished forever. Uh, what else have I been watching? Oh, I thought the most recent episode of Below Decks was quite good. For those who don't know it, it's an animated Star Trek series that I think is quite good. I've been watching a bit more of Preacher. And we'll see what else comes out. Oh, The Peripheral has started on Prime. And so I'll probably watch some of that tomorrow night with Mrs. Angry. The early buzz I've heard on it is pretty good, but we'll see. So you could say you've been doing the horrors through 20s and 30s, too scared of horrors. It's not so much that I've been scared of horrors, I just don't get into them very much. Although I did sort of line up, I was going to watch the most recent Hellraiser movie to see if it's any good. I did actually plan to watch that this weekend, and I didn't get to it. I'll do it another time. The Northman is on streaming services now too, and I kind of want to watch that and see what that's like. But if you know, I did not get around to watching things I intended to this weekend, but there's always the future. Well, none of us know how many days we have ahead of us. Nothing is promised and all that sort of thing, but stay positive and being philosophical, and we'll keep on keeping on. God, okay. I just had a weird idea for an AI created thing. It's going to be my nightmare after watching too many horror movies. Yes, today's positive message. But actually, I think the not knowing how much we have promised to us is a positive thing. You're going to show this thing auto-generating. Okay. So we've given it the prompt. My nightmare after watching too many horror movies. Now, all these styles, retrofuturism, comic, surreal. I think surreal. I'm going to go with surreal and just see what it does. Watch it creating. Ooh. Okay. So that's quite a not what I was expecting. Actually, where am I? What am I sharing? Okay, that was not what I was expecting. I'm going to share this, look at it a bit more closely. Ugh. Why they fucking change this share thing? Window. Okay. So, looking at this a bit more closely. It's just like this is a really interesting interpretation because it's just a building. A nightmare after watching too many horror movies. And it's just a building. Well, that could be someone trapped in it. Well, it's got a little swoopy hair. It's like Donald Trump in there. Yeah. Look, it's Donald Trump in there. That's definitely Donald Trump. Or Warren Zevon said, savor every last sandwich. Now I want to do that. Warren Zevon said, savor every last sandwich. Okay. Start creating. Yes, yeah, Dr. Abigail, that was a kind of Goza returning thing. All right, but I'm going to do it again. Remo Wombo. Okay. Warren Zevon said, savor every last sandwich. Now, it's just a question of which style do we do it in. Bad trip. I think we should do it in bad trip. Let's see what it does. It's going to create a thing. Oh, I'm liking this actually. Wow, I actually really like this. All right, we're going to look at this in close up. Okay. So we're going to stop that. So we all agree that one was like Ghostbusters, but I'm going to share this one and we'll look at it in a bit more detail. Like, look at it. I like this. Oh man, I really like the colors in this. And there's those buildings. And the prompt was Warren Zevon said, savor every last sandwich. And it did this sort of trippy rainbow city. Well, I like it. I just like that visually. I like that visually. Yes, Strictly Sega. Absolutely looks like hippie posters that you'd get from off your tree. Absolutely, that's what it looks like. So, yeah, I very much enjoy those art generation programs. I don't think they replace artists by any stretch of the imagination. I think anyone who says that is a bit weird. I mean, the future, I won't try and predict the future of how good they are. But yeah, if there was anything serious I wanted produced, I would pay an artist to do it. But for just fucking around, and like I often use these things for creating thumbnails for YouTube videos. So for just fucking around, I quite enjoy playing with these things. But oh, there you go, Strika Sega. It's the first time something you said has turned into AIR. There, but see, here's the thing. Okay, let's if we go back to the actual generation thing, oh, Dream by Wombo. There we go. Okay, so that's the one it created, but we can go back to creation and use the same prompt, but it has these other styles. So what if we said surreal? Do the Warren Zevon sandwich quote as surreal? What would it do? You see a little great. Oh, it's a sandwich. It's the American. Oh, wow. Actually, let's look at this a bit more closely. To me, that's a burger. That's the American version of a sandwich. All right. Oh, you want to look at throwback? We'll do that as well. But we'll have a closer look at this one because I think it's quite interesting. Let's get that up. Let's look at it in a bit more detail. Like, again, that's like this weird religious tabernacle for storing stuff, but there's the sandwich. That's the sandwich. And just as an image, I quite like that. And it also did this weird pseudo text here that's just squiggles. But I quite like the sandwich. Oh, that's pretty good, Strictly Sega. We're inside the vending machine looking out the window. I like that. Oh, no, you think it's got pineapple? I think that's open to interpretation if it's got pineapple. But again, just going to do back to creation. So I'm just ridiculously entertained by these things. So same prompt because I'm just kind of into the prompt at the moment. So bad trip, cartoonist, HDR, realistic, meme, isometric, analog, retrofuturism, paint, polygon, gouache, comic, line art, malevolent, surreal, throwback, street art, Ghibli, melancholic, Pandora, daydream, provenance, arcane, toasty, transitory, etching, mystical. They're all pretty weird. So what were you saying before, Strictly Sega? You wanted to see throwback? I mean, let's just do it. Throwback. Create that in the style of throwback. What does it look like? Wow, that's just quite abstract. That's just done something quite abstract. Okay. I'm going to show you this other thing. This is like the newest thing they've done. They call Dream Booth. And they are saying you can sign up for a wait list where you can use your own picture. But at the moment, they only have these well-known people. We can use Joe Rogan, Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump, Kanye West, Joe Biden, or Elon Musk. Like, for instance, we go Kanye West taking Warren Zevon's advice and enjoying every last sandwich. Okay, but the thing is, what style? And think of literally any style, any art in history or computer style art or whatever. What style should this be in? We're going to have Kanye West taking Warren Zevon's advice and enjoying every last sandwich in space. Separate Zevon's and advice. Oh, sorry, you're saying the same thing as space. Right. But now I want to say in space. But what style? What style should be Salvador Dali? Okay. In the style of Salvador Dali. All right. I spelled Kanye West wrong. Kanye. Kanye West taking Warren Zevon's advice, enjoying every last sandwich in space in the style of. There's some other Kanye West pictures, by the way. But let's create it. Okay, it's going to generate. It's going to generate. It's going to generate. All right, it's oil painting of Kanye West. It shit itself there for some reason. So it's an oil painting of Kanye West taking Warren Zevon's advice, enjoying every last. Ooh, that's he's not in space. All right, he's not in space. I misspelled Salvadore. Whatever. Let's look at that in more detail. Vindo. Oh wait. All right. Now I'm going to try it again. Perhaps add some grammar. Perhaps bite me. I don't know. All right. So this is the picture. So this is the picture it's done. Just want to. Hasn't really done anything Dali's, but it's just like Kanye, he's constipated or something. And then there is a very weird sandwich there. I don't know, that's pretty weird. Okay. You know me. All right. So if I redo it, so you can say oil painting of Kanye West in space, enjoying every last oil painting of Kanye West. Okay, so I'm going to regenerate. Oops, what am I doing? Present, share, window, no, edge. Oh, wow, I did actually misspell Salvador Dali pretty badly. Pablo Picasso. We'll do a Picasso. Oil painting of Kanye West enjoying every last sandwich in space in the style of Pablo Picasso. Let's see what gets created. Oh, this is very different. How is that Picasso style? I mean, I actually don't dislike this. I'm not really seeing Picasso style in it, though. You know what? I actually want, because I had some funny results with this before. Andy Warhol produces some funny results in the style of Andy Warhol. But I swear to God, when they get to the stage where they let you put your own picture there, I'm going to be doing this. Okay, I'm liking. Oh, I like this one. Okay, I'm going to download it so we can look at it in more detail. So I'm going to stop that. Right. Okay, I'm going to share that one so we can look at it in a bit more detail. I just love that there's two pictures of him and he's enjoying that sandwich. He is, and weird disembodied Kanye head is approving. Kanye with a sandwich is enjoying the sandwich to the point his face is falling off. But floating head Kanye with the weird teeth approves. And then there's just a giant sandwich down there. That's just stupid fun. That's just stupid fun. I like that. Or actually, sorry, I just thought of something else we could do. Yeah, strict say I actually agree. The floating head looks like an action figure. I feel like we could go back here as image print of Kanye West. I'm going to change it on Campbell's soup cans and the style of, God, my fucking typing is fucked, is it? Multiple image print of Kanye West. High quality print of Kanye West on Campbell's soup cans and the style of Andy Warhol. I just find this shit funny. I'm just really easily amused. Go on, let's go. Oh, nice. I'm liking how this is shaping up. Sorry, there's no Kanye West on this. It's Campbell's Tonenst. Mommy could soup. Again, solely as an image, I really like it. Oh my God. That's weird. It's Zoop. That is weird. Sorry, I honestly, I had another idea. What was the name of the guy? Shepherd Ferry. I just need to get his name right. All right. Now I have another idea. So you're going to go in here. Okay, let's share again. But I'm going to put in because Kanye West keeps talking about running for president. So I'm going to go election campaign poster for Kanye West that wins US presidency in the style of Shepherd Ferry Obey. Poster. All right, let's see what this does. This is the thing that's going to win Kanye West the US presidency. And it just looks like him, but it's Drip Harry. We yet for the people. Pro Heart. Good question. Strictly Sega, does this understand Pro Heart? And why did that picture suddenly disappear? But it did. Okay, I'm going to do that older. A carpet covered in spilled spaghetti bolognese showing an image of Kanye West in the style of Pro Heart. Carpet covered in spilled spaghetti bolognese showing an image of Kanye West in the style of Pro Heart. Let's see what this does. That's it's just Kanye covered in. Good night, Abigail. I am also off, quite honestly. It's about time to go. Kanye West yelling at his assistant in the pyramids in the style of Pro Heart. Okay, what I learned is we need something before his name. Is this an oil painting? Is this a 3D render? Is this a screen print? I think it was say 3D render. Um, 3D render of Kanye West yelling at his assistant on a pyramid in the style of Pro Heart. All right, it's doing it. It's doing it. It's just a pyramid. Looks like it's going to be just a pyramid. It's literally just a pyramid. That is weird. It's like they had Kanye West as a reference, and they just did pyramid. I'm going to say photo. Photo of Kanye West. That's it. Oh, there it is. That's part. Oh, yes. It's the two of them. Okay, that's funnier. I'm just so amused by these. Now on an oil painting of Kanye West. This is weird. Okay. Oh my god, all the wrinkles in the pants is very weird. Okay, now I just want to change the style. In the style of Da Vinci. In the style of Da Vinci. Oh, this is looking interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. That's got some weird shit happening there. That has got some weird shit happening there. All right, I feel like I want to do one more and then go to bed. Trying to think of in the style of you know what? I'm just going to randomly going to throw in Caravaggio. Caravaggio. I'm going to create one last piece of ephemeral digital art and then go to bed. Okay, this is looking wow. Wow, that is weird. That is very weird. And when I say weird, I always mean it as a compliment. Yep, that's pretty fucking weird. And I think we're going to go to bed on that thing. I'm going to eat my cherry. Remove that. I'm going to eat my cherry before going to bed. Yeah, no, the arms were all kinds of fucked up. My God, I love Luxardo cherries. You know what? I'm going to go. Sorry, I said that I was done. I'm not. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to put a realistic 3D image of Kanye West sinking into a vat of maraschino cherries. The last thing I'm going to do. Kanye West sinking into a vat of maraschino cherries. What's it going to be? It's literally just cherries. Why is Kanye not there? Why is there no Kanye? It's just cherries. And I mean, you know, I prefer the cherries to Kanye, quite honestly. Whatevs. Anyway, going to Sleepy Bobos. So I may or may not be on Tuesday night. We'll see what happens. I probably won't be on Thursday night, actually. But I might be. Who the fuck knows? We live in a strange and weird world, and trying to predict anything about the future, including what I do, is unpredictable. But I'm going to go to bed now, and I hope you fine people look after yourselves until I see you again.